Cheers.
Oh, I'm
Cheers.
sorry, I offended you with that term earlier, so...
Yeah, gentlemen, where? We're the gentlemen.
Well, listen, this is the time of the show where we call it Buy Less Crap, and I know we're being culturally sensitive and everything, but I think it needs to be said, because do you guys know how much money is spent every sale? Last year, how much we in this country spent on holiday gifts and toys and blinky things and lights and all that stuff? Take a wild guess.
I'm going at least so like 10 grand?
10 grand per person? I don't know what your family...
10 grand?
Okay, all right.
Can you adopt me?
I wish.
I'll tell you what, I'll just say it. $936 billion. $936 billion.
Collectively.
Collectively.
Not just you, Joe.
Last year in this country, it's expected to hit $960 billion spent at retail on Christmas crap and presents and lights and trees. The average American shopper spends $1,495.
No, I know it's crazy. So back in the day, we used to spend a lot of money, but
Sure.
it's like it just got so crazy, and it's like now my nephew's the only one get presents, and we smartened up because it's better for money to go elsewhere as
That's
opposed
right.
to
Yes.
presents.
Yes.
And we've talked about this every year: buy less, give more.
Right.
But every year we're like, just this year it's really important, but it just seems like this year it's just more. It's
It
just crazy.
seems to be getting worse and worse every year. And all you have to do is turn on the news. All you have to do is go to Thanksgiving and listen to what people are arguing about over the table and all the finger pointing that's going on. Mm-hmm. And the thing that happens is that, and I don't want to get political, but it's not really about the politicians. It's about the corporations. And the corporations are taking every opportunity to go, "Argh." So the thing is, we all have less money. And yet we're going to spend that much in this country on gifts and stuff because we are conditioned to do that. Now, what if we just thought for a second, I got $100 in my pocket. Let me see what my neighborhood food bank needs. Think how far something like that could go to somebody who you don't know who really needs it.
Exactly. And now you're
I was going to
next door
say
to a food bank.
Yeah, so speaking of food bank, where I work is right next to the Silicon Valley Second Harvest Food Bank, and from what we hear, they're overbooked with people needing supplies. So they need donations like now. Right. And, we're in the middle of the holiday season. It's going to be, everybody's looking for something, and we got to give back. And actually, we heard, speaking of Second Harvest, that the SF and SF Marin is set to possibly close in 2025.
Well,
because,
to be fair, they're getting less COVID assistance. They have pop-ups all over the place, and so the way that money is being distributed is changing. So more people really do need to get involved to keep those things going, because it doesn't matter whether you're in Marin or whether you're in Pacifica. People still are in need.
Well, the thing that's crazy is that you see this firsthand next door, and that was the beginning of the year. That's through the year. That's not this time of the year.
This is actually literally about like 3 months ago too.
Exactly. So it's like we're not
like the summer season,
and the need is so much bigger when it comes to Thanksgiving and when it comes to Christmas. So it's like now it's got to be astronomically, more demand. So they're going to need even more. It's just crazy, and the need is real.
I mean, everybody has that neighbor who suddenly moved. Everybody has, somebody who just had to relocate because they lost their job and they couldn't afford to stay where they are, or the landlord jacked up the rent because the rates are this now. We lost great neighbors in our neighborhood because they were renters, and because the landlord's like, you know what, I could get this much for it. You know what? If everybody starts acting like these corporations, we all come from a place of greed, there's no way any of us get out of this thing alive. It'll eat us all up. Ultimately, we need to stop now and go, okay, who can I help? Because if we're not looking out for each other, then nobody's going to look out for us.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And we have that theme always, which is buy less, give more. And, it's always, a lot of times you're giving something to your brother-in-law, or you have that office Christmas party where you have the Kris Kringle, and, you give that jokey gift that you bought for $20 at Ross or at Marshall for $15.
Yeah.
And, it's just like, that is just wasted money, because that present is going to be tossed, and so because it's a joke gift. It's just like, why give a joke gift when you can donate that $15 to Second Harvest Food Bank.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know,
Now-
that's what we need to look at.
Now, don't get me wrong. You could still go buy toys, like Toys for Tots, or some of the other nonprofits that we're talking about today. But still, if you can save, if you can hold off and spend, like that extra $20 or $30,
yeah.
there's a lot of other great places that could really benefit from that extra $20, $30.
Right. I mean, we're not saying don't, buy presents for people who, you do you. We're not trying to shame you into that. We're just saying, like, maybe don't go overboard. Maybe don't, go to the party and buy the crazy, gift there. Like, let's look out for each other a little bit more.
Well, yeah, so
that's what it's about.
Instead of the $20 joke gift, give them a $20 certificate saying that you donated this on behalf
Yeah,
of them
that's good.
to Second Harvest
Yeah.
Food Bank.
That's great.
Yeah, I've gotten cards before saying, that, somebody planted a tree in our name or something like that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Let's invest in the future, guys,
Yeah.
So, anyway, I'm not going to buy you guys anything this year.
All right.
And I love you both.
Sweet. I wasn't expecting it.